Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Droid Life Show today, episode 205. It's Friday, May 31st, last day of the month. I'm Kellen. With me is Tim. Tim's here.
Hey guys, how's it going? Tim here.
So thanks for joining us after the week off. But we got some good stuff to talk about this week. New Motorola phone, Z4 action there. We've got an update on the Galaxy Fold. Sprint launched their 5G network, which might be the most important 5G network to date. We have news on Google's digital well-being possibly not being the culprit of all your terrible performance issues. There's a new version of Google Play. We want to talk about buying smartphones right now because apparently everyone disagrees with me that right now is a good time to buy them. And the last show we did like sort of a live poll of what everyone's least favorite Google phone was, and then we said like we should do a poll on the website, and we did that. So we'll share those numbers with you. So not a lot of huge topics, but some fun stuff just to run through. And of course, trivia is back once again, and we got a whole bunch of OnePlus accessories prizes to hand out. So you can see maybe right there, right behind me, there's some of them. So we're going to give away a OnePlus Fast car charger. We're going to give away 2 of their travel backpacks. Ooh. And then we're going to give away 2 of the new Bullets Wireless 2. So, and in that order. So we'll do a Fast car charger, a couple of their sweet backpacks, and then 2 of their brand new Bullets Wireless 2. If you're new around here, trivia is a thing we do at the end of the show where we just post up questions and people in the live chat on YouTube answer, and they win fabulous prizes. It's very, very simple to do. So that's after we run through the topics. As a reminder, third order of business here, we're accepting donations. Well, we have been for the last month, and we're doing one more month, so 2 full months of donations from live viewers. And with those donations, we're giving 100% of them to the Oregon Humane Society. Take care of the animals. And so far, people have been very, very generous in this will be the 4th show that we've taken, I think, donations for this cause. And people have just been flooding it with those donations. And then at the end of June, we're going to total them up, tell you how many, and then donate to the Oregon Humane Society. From there, we'll probably pick another charity and do a similar thing. It's kind of like what we hope to do going forward with the show. So, that said, we've got some donations already rolling in. PC747 before the show started said, bones for the dogs, fresh fish for the cats, DL looking out for the animals. And that was $10. Thank you, PC747. He always drops big ones before the show starts. Appreciate that. Rick dropped $1. Dave BO9 dropped 2 and said money for the puppies. And then Rick dropped another $1 after that. So already like
Thank you, gentlemen.
$14 just flowed in right before we even got started.
I had a quick question. Oh, Xavier, Santa Ana with another $1 donation. Thank you very much, Xavier. I was curious, are we eligible to win prizes? Because I could actually use one of those backpacks. Those things are sick.
They're pretty sweet little backpacks. That's one thing that I don't know that people know that OnePlus does. They make some gear,
good backpacks.
And their backpacks are one of the things they make that are really, really fantastic. I'm not saying like their other accessories are bad. Their backpacks were just like surprisingly good. So we're gonna give a couple of those away.
Lucky.
Yeah. So yeah, that's an overview of the show. Topics, donations as you see fit, and then trivia at the end with a bunch of fabulous prizes. Are we ready? Let's talk about the Z4. Moto Z4 was announced this week. Here is the Moto Z4. I have one finally in house. This is the 4th year of Moto Z phone. So that means 4 years of Moto Mods. Remember, initially they said we're going to support Moto Mods for like 3 years. And then after that, we got no guarantees. Well, we're continuing on, Tim. We got 4 years now worth of Moto Mods. The Moto Z4, just to recap that before we talk about how we probably need more Moto Mods if these things are going to matter. The Moto Z4 is a $500 phone. Similar to the Pixel 3a in terms of specs. Has potentially a slightly higher processor, a 675 Snapdragon versus the 670 in the Pixel 3a. So a little bump there. It's probably zero difference. 4 gig RAM, 128 gig embedded storage with SD card slot. So it's got the SD card slot and more storage over the Pixel 3a. 6.4 inch full HD OLED. Let's see if I can use this bad in-display fingerprint reader to unlock that. So big old display, little baby teardrop up top there. OLED, fabulous. What else is in this thing? 48 megapixel single rear camera. So they've been using dual cameras in the past. Now we got just a single 48 megapixel. Pixel bins down to 12, similar to what the OnePlus 7 Pro does. That also has 48 megapixel, drops everything to 12. So it'll do that as like a night sight or night vision mode to hopefully take amazing photos at night. 3600 milliamp hour battery with fast charging. The front camera is 25 megapixel. Little selfie action. Has an in-display fingerprint reader, which you can see right there. If you watched our unboxing from our boy Joey Riz, who hooked us up with an unboxing, it's not great in that video if you watch his. I have now set one up as well, and it reminds me of the OnePlus because it's an optical. It reminds me of the OnePlus, and I think OnePlus's in-display fingerprint readers are bad. I know not everyone agrees with me on that. It's similar to that, and probably because it's also optical, just like those. Let's see what else. Curved glass slightly here on the back, so these edges have been slightly curved, hopefully offer a better in-hand feel. Remember the old Moto Z phones were flat across the back? Yeah, so they weren't that comfortable. So this is more comfortable. However, as a leak show, not even a leak, some dude bought a Moto Z4 on Amazon days before the phone was announced, put some mods on it, and was like, these don't really fit. There's like a lip over here, and it doesn't really fit, and I have not pulled the mod out of the box, but Joey, who did our unboxing, said, yeah, these don't really fit that well. So the mods don't fit well. Motorola would only tell me, quote, they all still work. So that's kind of interesting. They also would only told me that this will be guaranteed one major software update to Q, I believe they said. So beyond Q, we don't know if it'll get R. No guarantees there. They wouldn't tell me anything about monthly security patches. So the software situation is kind of what it's been with Motorola for a really long time. Verizon will sell this bad boy on June 13th. You can pre-order the unlocked version now, though. And it works on all major carriers. $500. Comes with a free Moto 360 Moto Mod. And it'll get 5G on Verizon thanks to the 5G Moto Mod. Of course, there's only 5G in 2 markets. So you shouldn't buy it for that.
Motorola. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. I think you and I were recently talking about Moto Maker, customizing bamboo phones and all that.
Good old days, yeah.
And now we get Moto Z phones where the Moto mods don't even fit. This is a bad. Well, I can't say it's a bad phone. I've never used it. However, with so many other options on the market, even some that are sub $500, this phone offers nothing of interest to anybody, I don't think.
You are not a fan of the Moto Z4, I take it.
Well, I just don't get why it exists. It's not changing the game. And I don't think it adds anything to Motorola's portfolio per se. Other Z phones are getting 5G anyway, so it's not like they needed to release this one in order to have 5G available in their lineup. So I just don't get it. And come on, the Z mods the mods don't fit. Like what were they doing? And then to come out and just straight up say, well, actually I appreciate the transparency of them saying we'll only get Q. We don't know if we're going to go any further than that because we may not exist, etc. I can appreciate that.
Yeah, they were upfront. I said, what's the software update situation going to be like? Is this thing going to get how many years of updates, all that stuff? And they said, well, we'll update it to Q. And I said, you're not going to update it past that? And they're like, that's all we're committing to. And I was like,
I guess, yeah. And even if they don't fit perfectly, at least they do work. I will say I appreciate Motorola and Lenovo's commitment to the people who did invest in Moto Mods, because I still believe Moto Mods were the best iteration of like kind of a modular smartphone experience. Oh wow, look at you! You've never even opened them. No. So
this is the one that just came in the box.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say that's so Kellen. Is that the Moto camera?
This is the one that comes with it for free. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely. I mean, you're not gonna be able to see this on my camera, but
I've used that thing. It's
definitely a lip. I mean, you can feel it. Yeah, for sure. There's definitely a lip around the whole edge.
I mean, yeah, it's not like it's all catty-wampus.
The nice thing is, and what they told me is, like, they're easier to get off now. They used to be kind of hard to get off, and now you can, instead of having to try to peel from the bottom, you can actually peel. Like, I can get my fingernails under it right here on the side. Pop it right out.
Yeah. There was just no way I would recommend this phone with the Pixel 3a and 3a XL existing now. There is no way I would recommend a Moto especially this Moto Z4. Come on now.
At $400, maybe $500 because it then jumps above the Pixel 3a. That's kind of a tough sell, yeah.
It's like a really tough sell. That's all my opinion, though. I know there's some Motorola fans, some hardcore Moto fans out there who would gladly fight me.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I'm used to it, but
obviously I don't have much of an opinion on it yet because I just finally got this review unit today. It was
hot takes. Come on.
It was delayed by weather, so I'm like a day or two late in having the phone. My guess is it's going to be fine. I bet it has really good battery life. So far, I like the display. It's a big, nice AMOLED. They've made it as modern as they can. They put an in-display fingerprint reader, which I probably won't like. Obviously, the camera I really want to test. 48 megapixel, drop down to 12. I just want to see if it's actually any good. The Moto Mod stuff just doesn't interest me because in the past, none of the mods have brought me to the Moto Z line, right? And there's no new mods. I asked them. I said, "Are you guys gonna introduce new Moto mods?" And they said, "Well, we don't have anything to announce right now." And I'm just like, "Well, you haven't really introduced anything in a couple years, and the ones you do have aren't good." Like, if you own a Moto Z, I'm assuming you own the battery mods, right? Like, those are cool. Those add battery. People used to buy the style shell things, but would you want to put a shell on this if it doesn't fit properly? No,
you would not.
So there's the
speaker mods were cool.
Oh, I forgot about the speaker mod. So you might own a speaker mod and you might own the battery ones, but like this 360, like no one cares about 360-degree video. That was a stupid fad. We know that one camera mod they had that was really expensive from that German company. It was terrible. So that's the thing, is they don't have new mods that get me getting excited. Yeah, Hasselblad. And then the 5G mod is like a giant tank, and it only works in 2 cities in limited areas. So the Moto Mod thing, I don't know. I'm sure the phone will be fine. It runs clean Android. It seems fast enough. I like the software. They added a headphone jack back to it, by the way. Look at that. So spec wise, it's not that bad. I just, if it was $100 cheaper and, I don't know. Like I said, I don't have much of an opinion yet. I'm sure it'll be fine. Just like last year with the Z3, where they used the previous year's processor. Like, that phone was fine. I think in my review I said it was one of those things where we wanted more. This will probably be similar, where we just kind of wanted more. We want Motorola to kill it, and they just don't seem to do that.
No, they don't. Yeah. Brandon Fisher brought up an excellent question in the chat. He says, more overrated smartphone feature, modular or folding? I got to go with modular, just because now that we've seen it implemented
for 4 years,
and it hasn't really succeeded. LG, bless their hearts, they tried. They did it in the worst way possible. Like,
Essential also tried and failed.
Essential also tried and failed. Yeah. Essential in general. I think they had other problems.
Yeah.
Sorry, Essential. Anyway. I would say that folding is the less overrated. At least, like, I can understand, like, once that technology is, I would say, perfected or improved upon, where simple pocket lint will not break your $2,000 phone. It can actually be pretty sweet. So for that question, I'm gonna lean towards mods being overrated.
Well, I would lean towards mods, I guess, just because we don't know about folding phones. Like, it's hard to answer because none of us have had a folding phone, so we don't know. So far, folding phones have been a massive bust, I will say that, whereas the modular phones are now. This thing is 4 years old. And when we talk about how Motorola possibly hasn't succeeded with the Z4, they're succeeding enough to have 4 years of them and multiple variations, right? Like, we get Play model. Actually, I asked them if there's a Moto Z4 Play, and they would not answer that. So I don't know if there is. I think we've seen one leak, but so you're saying they're not succeeding, but we're 4 years deep into the modular thing. And Motorola, I think, has actually posted a number of decent quarters in a row, probably thanks to the Moto G, but not the Z. But they've actually had like a few decent quarters in a row where their revenues are up. I don't know that
that's not because of mods, dude.
It's probably not because of mods, but they do say nice things about the Z line in terms of how it's helped their brand. So people are buying them. I mean, the guy that like bought the one
20
on
people are
Amazon,
enjoying them.
I know, right? The guy that bought the one on Amazon said the reason he bought the Z4 was not just to get it early. I mean, that was part of it, I think. But he's like, I've invested in the Moto Mod, so I'm glad it's still alive. It's like, okay, well, that's how they hooked everyone. They got some suckers.
This poor guy.
Yeah, they got some suckers with the Z2 to buy a bunch of mods for 50% off or something, and now those people feel stuck. That's probably.
I would. I mean, good luck. You can't sell those to people. To like once you've got it. Yeah, good luck reselling Moto mods. I guess it's possible.
It's possible.
But I wouldn't try and make it like a side hustle.
No,
I don't know if there's a lot of money there.
Probably not. The phone's still not waterproof. Motorola's still only doing the splash-proof nano coating, so still not that. Let's see, what else? What else is there to say? Well, you mentioned older phones getting 5G mods. So yeah, the Z2, the Z2 Force, I believe it was called, that will get 5G support this summer. They have announced, which makes sense. It runs a Snapdragon 835, and it's basically like a Z3, just a little bit older. The shatterproof glass and all that stuff, that's like way gone. We're well beyond that ever being a thing anymore with Motorola phones. I promise I'm not trying to just like dump on this phone, but sort of as you mentioned, you kind of go, who's this for? Just like I think we said with the Z3, you kind of go, who's this for? Because if you're not going to introduce new Moto mods that maybe bring people to it, if you didn't decide previously with Motorola or Moto Z phones and mods, like why is this one going to be the one to get you there, right? Like if you skip those Z2 and Z3 because the Moto mods didn't offer any value, why is the Z4 now going to pull you in? And in particular, the Z3 potentially still has a better processor than this phone, and it does Moto mods and 5G and all of that stuff, right? So it is an odd phone. I guess I'm kind of with you now after talking through this. Like, who is this phone? Who is this one for?
Nobody.
As Brandon in the chat mentioned, this is for Verizon. And he's probably right. Because, well, odd thing about that is you can get the pre-order or the unlocked one before you can get the Verizon one. The Verizon one's coming like in June. But to his point, though, it probably is that. Because when this phone launches, Verizon gets to say, we have 4 5G phones, right? They can go Z4, Z3, Z2 are all technically 5G, and then they have
that is such.
It is. It's
harsh.
Yeah, it's garbage. And then they also have the Galaxy S10 5G. So a big portion of what he said there is probably right. That they built it just to continue on with Verizon to push 5G.
Ooh, that's rude.
Yeah, there's no plans at this time, I don't think, to get on other carriers. So even if like AT&T gets it, and then maybe AT&T issues its own 5G Moto mod. They probably can't, actually. It's probably completely Verizon exclusive for life. So, yeah, we have one. We will test it. We'll give you a review. It might be a short review, but we'll give you a review. Hey, maybe the camera's like outstanding. You never know, right? Maybe it's just a fabulous, fabulous camera experience that you will want in your life.
Yeah. Quickly, I had a couple people asking the phone we're using for daily drivers. I got the OnePlus 7 Pro still. Dude, I'm not going to write some hot take saying like, goodbye Galaxy S10 Plus, hello OnePlus. Like if I'm not actually going to, I'm a man of my word. I'm sticking to it. Yeah, nothing else on the horizon that I can think of that I would be switching it for. So OnePlus 7 Pro for now.
Yeah, and I've been using the 3A, which I promise I will review one day. In fact, I have the review all ready to go. I just have to actually type the words out, and I know some of you have been waiting for that. It's been a long week, let me just put it that way. It will be done either over this weekend possibly or like Monday. So, and then on to Z4. As far as daily driver goes, after these two phones, I don't know what I'm going to go back to. Part of me kind of wants to go S10e again. In fact, I've been playing with that a little bit. But the side fingerprint reader thing just pisses me off. And it's not just that it's a side fingerprint reader. I know we're getting off a different topic now. It's the fact that the power button doubles as one. So the Z3 Play, I think it was last year, maybe just the Z3, had a side fingerprint reader, but it was separate from the power button. It's the combination of a power button and the fact that it's so high up on it. Just I almost can't do it. So I don't know what I'm going to go back to. Pixel 3 running jank Q. I'm not really sure. I'm in between.
JQ sounds kind of cool.
JQ probably not bad. By the time I finally review phones, we'll probably have a new build of Q that maybe will fix some stuff. Let's catch up on donations. Sarah Washington dropped $10 and said, please remember that most animal shelters care for more than just dogs and cats. If you're looking for an apartment-friendly pet, be sure to check out the local shelters. Good tip there.
Heck yeah.
Bill Hopkins dropped $2. Sergey dropped $2, said, hey guys, happy Friday. Yay.
Oh,
okay sign.
I love that little
emoji. I know, I like that one too.
The praise.
Yeah. Thank you, Sergey. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Sarah. Yeah. Okay, that was the Z4.
Oh, thank God that's over.
I don't think I have anything else to say on the Z4. All right. Let's talk about headphone jacks for a second, since this phone does have one.
That's topical.
Yeah. Fun day yesterday. So this phone was announced. Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So announced yesterday, and it's got a headphone jack, and that's interesting because the phone's still really thin. I remember the original Moto Z brought the no headphone jack thing to Android back in 2016 or something. And they said, it's so thin. And then we've seen all these headphone jacks disappear. Google killed them. And all these people have killed them outside of, Samsung for the most part. Even OnePlus now has killed it. And then we've started to see them come back now. Like this year in particular, like Pixel 3a, 3XL have headphone jacks. All of Samsung's phone have headphone jacks. The V8 has headphone jack. This phone has a headphone jack. Huawei's P30 has a headphone jack. The P30 Pro doesn't for some reason, which is stupid. Why does the Pro not have the headphone jack? Where's the... Anyways, OnePlus 7 Pro obviously doesn't. But the majority of phones this year have headphone jacks. So headphone jacks could be coming back, right? Potentially, except now there's a report that follows up an October report that says Samsung will kill the headphone jack in the Galaxy Note 10. So headphone jacks are back, and then they might go away again in September when the Note 10, or August when the September 10.
Well, that's dope.
So yeah, it was like a short-lived moment of happiness where the headphone jacks are back, and then the Galaxy 10 may not have one. That said, the guys at Android Police who reported that the headphone jack may be going away in the Note 10 also added to a previous report that said it won't have buttons either. The no button thing is just not a good idea. I know the HTC did it first with the fake buttons on the side, and it was not good.
It was not good.
It was not good. And I know that Samsung is a better company than HTC, and their engineers are better, and they could potentially figure out a better way to do the no button thing. But that really scares me. It really scares me.
I'm actually fine with the no button thing, so long as it works okay. I mean, dude.
Did you use the HTC U12, whatever the hell it was called?
U12 Plus? No.
Yeah. See, I think if you've used it, you will
need to use it.
You will go, ooh, this doesn't sound good. If you've never used that phone, you might be like, this could be fun. I could see how you'd think of that, but
the check is already in the mail, dude. I'm pretty sure the Note 10 is going to be the greatest Android phone ever released. It's got the One UI. It's going to have an insane camera, a crazy insane display, probably maybe 90 hertz. I just think I'm not concerned about the buttons. I try and think about do I even use buttons on this phone? I use the power button maybe once or twice, but the volume button, I don't really use it all that much. What's great about these OnePlus phones, I got to tell you, these alert sliders. Man, why are not more phones incorporating an alert slider? Absolutely love it.
The alert slider on that phone, actually, I didn't like because I felt like it was constantly getting flipped when I take it out of my pocket or something. I don't know.
Interesting. That has happened. It seems like it just kind of, and you don't even feel it happen. You're just all of a sudden it's not.
All of a sudden it's beeping and making noise at you and you didn't want it to, or not beeping at you. Yeah, I felt like, I don't know why that phone, but that one in particular seems like it always gets flipped.
I would still rather have it than not have it, though.
I do like the alert slider. I just wish they would maybe move it to the other side or something.
Who needs buttons, guys? I don't know. I think we're all mad about the wrong stuff. Is the phone gonna have Bixby? Yes. That's what we need to be upset about.
Wait. So what you're saying is they're killing the Bixby button. This is breaking news.
Oh, yeah. Except, so you heard it here first. Yeah, no buttons means no Bixby button.
No buttons means no big. Okay, so is
That's
it worth not having
post
buttons as long as there's
Yes.
no Bixby button?
Yes.
Maybe.
If it kills the Bixby button, absolutely. This is big news here.
This is
big
actually
news.
big news. I would rather have buttons. But the phone being as large as the Note 10 will be, buttons. And the way they put buttons on the S10 line where they were like at the top of the phone, maybe I'm better without buttons, to be honest, if that's the way they're going to do it. If you're going to play it that way, Samsung, maybe I don't want buttons if you're going to put them in those places.
Yeah, hard to say. I mean, I'll wait to see some pictures or some renders of what they got in mind, but I have an open mind. I'm a very optimistic guy.
The only thing is, like, if it's just a capacitive touch thing, like, or touch sensitive, not capacitive. I doubt it would be capacitive. If it's touch sensitive, like tapping and making sure you hit the right amount of pressure, that's annoying. Whereas if it's a button, you just find that and you just push. Yeah, it'll work if you click it. So I guess
buttons are very intuitive.
We'll hope Samsung does it right. Killing the headphone jack for them will create some backlash. They have been one of the few. Yeah, that's true. They did put a Bixby button on things, but headphone jacks are a different animal. They're a different animal.
In the long line of like bad PR for Samsung, phones blowing up, phones breaking, like from Lint with the Fold Note 7, like getting rid of the headphone jack probably won't be that big of a deal for them. They'll probably be like, this is the best bad news ever.
They'll take the headphone jack out, which will take all the attention away from the fact that they still haven't shipped a folding phone that doesn't break from Lint. Because they'll like push they'll probably delay the Fold now until like the Note 10 gets here, and then people won't be focused on it breaking because they'll be so pissed that the Note 10 doesn't have a headphone jack finally.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's probably.
This is all part of a plan.
It's pretty brilliant. If not, Samsung, feel free to adopt this as you're backing the truck up.
There you go.
Speaking of the Galaxy Fold, we don't think it's coming in June now. I mean, it'll be June 1st tomorrow. They haven't said anything, but what was it? A report from, was it ET News? ET News that said that? Or a different Korean outlet?
It was either, I think it was ET News or Korea Herald. I forget now.
Nope.
Yonhap?
It might be from Yonhap, yeah. Either way, they said July probably.
All right.
They said July probably. Which is
all right.
Only another month. Like, I just want them to fix it so that if they bring it back, it doesn't do the thing where Lint breaks it again.
It's going to do that.
It is probably.
It's not going to. You can't fix this. This is like a design flaw.
Major design flaw.
To the essence of. So, I mean, like, the whole thing was built around being, having that space there. I just can't imagine, like, we're just going to plug it up. This ain't the Death Star. Okay? You can't just plug up the hole and expect it to just be fine. So,
well, they've apparently, I think it was Sam Mobile reported some of the changes they'd made to it where they were going to try to maybe make the hole smaller in the Fold part. Like, that doesn't fix. You could still get things in there. We're talking pocket lint.
Sand is, it's very tiny.
Yes.
So I don't know what they plan on doing here.
The thing is, it needs a full redesign.
Yeah. If people are still buying the Fold after what we now know, y'all got too much money. Y'all need to donate it to us so we can give it to the Oregon Humane Society.
Yes, give us the $2,000 so that we can give it to the animals.
Someone donate $2,000. We'll print out one of those big checks, and we'll have you. You can come. We'll hand it to OHS together. We'll take pictures, nice photo op, and all that. It'd be fantastic.
We could totally do that.
Nice big old check. I've always wanted one of those just for the hell of it. But
I kind of do too. I never won anything that gave me a check like that.
Nope.
Best Buy, speaking of Galaxy Fold orders, canceled all of them. All the pre-orders that were still out there for Best Buy. Best Buy just said, we'll let you know when there's an update, but we're going to go ahead and cancel all these for you. So that happened. Smart. So we think maybe July now, and Best Buy canceled all pre-orders. So if you had one there, it's canceled. Connor Mills, the $2 says build it nice or build it twice. Thank you, Connor, for the $2.
Thank you, Connor. Yeah. Chris Weddle in the chat saying, you mean Samsung didn't give you one of those big checks, Tim? Nah, man, it's all It's all through Samsung Pay or something like that.
Yeah.
It's all digital.
Yeah, Samsung backs the cash truck up and then pays us via Samsung Pay.
There you go. It's all coupons.
We'll work on getting the big check next time.
The big check.
All right, moving on to Samsung news. So Sprint launched, before I do, Alfredo just dropped $1. Thank you, Alfredo, for the $1.
Thank you, sir.
It will go to the animals. Sprint launched their mobile 5G network in 4 markets this week. Atlanta, Dallas, Fort Worth, Houston, and Kansas City. Following that, they will launch in Chicago, LA, New York City, Phoenix, and Washington, D.C. Sprint's 5G network. Alfredo with another $1. Thank you, Alfredo. All right. Sprint's 5G network is actually a real 5G network. If you haven't been paying attention, AT&T and Verizon launched their 5G network, their mobile wireless 5G networks months and months ago now. Their 5G networks are millimeter wave 5G, which is essentially hotspot 5G, which is why we've talked a lot about how their networks kind of suck, because you have to be standing really close to a tower, direct line of sight if you want the best connection, very limited in terms of range, super fast speeds if you're standing right next to one, but they have no reach. They are only a small portion of the 5G future. So Sprint, on the other hand, has a whole bunch of mid-band spectrum, which is not millimeter wave, which is actually far-reaching and covers more and is better. And they launched that this week. So they cover already 11.5 million people. And we're not talking like in spots of downtown Minneapolis that you can barely connect to. Like, this is actually a real network.
It's a real thing.
Yeah, it's uses massive MIMO, which is just another network technology.
MIMO.
Yeah.
MIMO or MIMO?
I say MIMO. I don't know. It's an I.
Gotta be MIMO.
I'm gonna keep saying MIMO.
Okay.
But there's combines with LTE to push, the fastest speeds ever. I don't know if you're gonna get gigabit speeds with this stuff, but you still should get hundreds and hundreds of megabits down.
Which should be good enough for most people.
Yeah, it should be for sure. And then, Sprint will eventually probably top everything off with millimeter wave, and they'll be really fast too. But it is kind of crazy to think that Sprint's 5G is the best 5G we have right now. We dump on Sprint's network quite a bit. Their 5G will, at least for now, and probably for the foreseeable future, be the better, more stable 5G, where you might have a chance of actually connecting to it, unlike all these other players. First phone to connect to it will be the LG V50, right? V50 thing.
Correct.
And then they also have an HTC hub thing that you could potentially buy. So.
And then the Galaxy S10 5G.
Yeah, and then they'll have that later this summer.
Yep.
Something like that.
Sprint, man. The only real downside of this announcement is Sprint.
Yeah.
I remember the last time I used Sprint when they were pushing that Spark LTE stuff, and it was the worst carrier experience I've had in a long time. This may be a good time for you and me to head on down to Tejas, get some barbecue, test out some Sprint 5G LTE, basically what it is, and give the people what they want. And that's like that's an in-depth review of Sprint 5G.
We go to Kansas City. There's barbecue there.
I mean, they got good barbecue.
Yeah.
Kansas.
We'll go to Texas. It's fine. We'll go to Texas.
Is that which Kansas City is it? Is that Kansas City, Missouri, or Kansas?
I can't ever tell the difference, to be honest. I think the Missouri one is the better one. I don't know. Somebody help us out in the chat. I do not know my Kansas Cities. I've never been to either. Is there really two? There is, right? There really is one in each
Kansas City,
state.
MI or MO or
Missouri is the bigger one, right?
MI's got to be Michigan.
Wait, see, Chris says it's technically Missouri.
It's technically Missouri.
What's the difference? I'm so confused now.
Xavier
I promise
says,
I'm not terrible with geography, but the Kansas City thing has always been confusing to me.
Interesting. So the headquarters for Sprint
is actually in Kansas.
Is in Kansas. Okay, this is helpful. I still want to go to Texas.
See, most of Kansas City is in Missouri because it's like split. It's like on the border, right?
Yes. Which is why it's confusing.
This is why it's okay. Got it. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate that.
Oh, we love you, guys.
All right. So anyway, Sprint's network will probably be the better 5G for the long time. That's partly why T-Mobile really, really wants them, because they own all this mid-band spectrum, which is like going to be the backbone and be really good. And this is why when T-Mobile says, look, if you let us join Sprint or buy Sprint, we'll be able to create this massive 5G network that won't suck and we'll be able to do it fast, is because they want to use Sprint's network, which is so weird because, again, Sprint's network has been shit, but it's bad. I mean, but with 5G, they actually will be ahead of everyone, which they're showing right now. I mean, this says in Atlanta, they already cover 150 square miles. Like, what's Verizon's coverage, do you think, in Minneapolis? Like 5 square miles? I don't even know. Or Chicago. Like, it's basically like a couple of patches along the, what is it? The Miracle Mile? The Miracle Mile? The big street that goes up Chicago?
Sorry, dude. Don't know.
I know. And in Dallas-Fort Worth area, 575 square miles. 1.6 million people could technically, with a Sprint 5G V50 Thin Q made by LG, get on 5G.
That's pretty impressive.
It is actually pretty impressive.
It's the whole Sprint thing that sort of bugs me about it.
See, Chris says Verizon is 150 square feet. It probably is. So that's big Sprint news. Sprint actually has big news. I don't feel like they've gotten the love for it either.
No, they haven't, because it's Sprint.
Yeah, because it's Sprint. You're exactly right. Because when Verizon fired up theirs, like, they flew all these journos out to Chicago, and they were like, take this Moto Mod. And then when they did the Galaxy S10 5G launch, they did it again. Everyone's like, look, gigabit speeds. And then everyone was like, but I can't find a signal. and it was, but they got all this press, and like, Sprint's network is real and there's no press. I feel bad for Sprint for that.
That's fine. You can feel bad.
I do. Just throwing that out there.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, we got to see what this is all about.
As Brandon said, we assume Sprint won't exist soon, which is probably why people don't care.
I don't know, man. I'm not feeling this whole T-Mobile Sprint merger thing. It's certainly possible. We're just getting really mixed signals right now from our government officials.
Shocker. Mixed signals.
I know. FCC's cool with it. DOJ's like, nah.
Sort of, right?
Yeah, it's really, and I'm like shocked that the FCC is actually kind of cool with it, just because.
No, you're not.
I'm like, so we gotta follow the money, man.
Mr. Pi loves the wireless industry. He does not love consumers.
I figured he was just like still on board for Verizon only, and anything that could be potentially harmful to Verizon, he's gonna knock down.
That's actually true.
So that's why it was kind of surprising to me.
Tough guy to read there.
And the DOJ, I know I need to like get more read, but I just don't understand what they have to do with it. Like, the DOJ is in everyone's business right now with everything.
I mean, it's kind of their job to make sure these companies aren't doing really terrible things for everyone.
I guess that's fine.
As Nick said, the DOJ wants them to merge, but then create another company to compete with them. ? Yeah, they do. Yeah, that is one of the things. And they also have to sell off Boost Mobile, which apparently Amazon might want. And there's a lot of stuff still going on there. We are not really close to approval, though, at this point.
We could be seeing a major change up in the wireless industry here in the next couple of years. Something major.
Amazon Wireless. Maybe. Okay. Anyways, that's hot 5G talk. Let's talk for a minute about digital well-being. So Google's digital well-being, I believe we talked about this on a show a few weeks ago. A bunch of people at Reddit decided that digital well-being was slowing down their Pixel 3 phones, so they all turned it off. And immediately following that, they all realized that it was like a life-changing moment where their Pixel 3 was now new again and super fast. So then everyone just started turning it off. Like on the Pixel 3a, people turned it off. And I think the original Pixel. But like Pixel 2 guys kept sitting there saying, nah, we there's no difference. My phone is super fast. Like Pixel 2 guys like think really highly of themselves. Totally fine. I mean, I'm just going to stop there. So anyway, some people turned it off, some didn't. And there was no proof that this actually did anything or whatever. But people really believed it. So Google this week, weeks later, for some reason, headed on over to Reddit and was like, hey guys, we investigated this. And they said, yeah, you didn't actually do anything by turning that off. We found no evidence that will improve your performance. However, we found other performance issues that we will now address with an update. So You could turn digital well-being back on if you want.
So, again, let's follow the money, folks. There's something going on here. So all of a sudden, people are turning off digital well-being and are noticing a difference in performance.
Placebo or something, Tim. Come on.
Sure, totally understandable. I get that. However, Google all of a sudden losing out on all of that data tracking goodness that they're getting from digital well-being. They're like, oh man, we need that data back. We got to let people know that it's not actually doing any harm to their device in terms of performance. We got to get them to re-enable that digital well-being stat because they're losing out on all that fantastic data that, they constantly spy on their users. So that's my belief. I think that this is a ploy by Google to get us to turn back on the digital well-being. I just hate that term in general, digital well-being.
It is kind of silly.
I think if people were noticing a difference, then there must be something. Did people no one take a benchmark with it on versus with it off? Like, all I have is Zen mode on this thing, so I don't know. But
branded with the Tim puts on tinfoil cap.
It's somewhere around here.
It probably is.
But it just seems weird to me that Google would come out and say, nah, nothing. I don't.
Well, yeah, the response is, of course, Google is going to come out and say, digital well-being's fine. Please turn it back on. They're like super robotic. Like,
I appreciate that they took their time to investigate. I didn't see any data posted alongside
where's your data,
their
Google?
Statement. Where's the data? Show me the data. So until then, I'm just going to assume that they're spying on everything their users do via digital well-being, selling that to ad agencies or what have you. And until they prove me wrong, guess that's what I'm going with.
Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and leave it off because I didn't use digital well-being. It was one of those things where they introduced, I turned it on. I was like, yeah, this is really cool. Let's track everything I do so I can see how addicted to like Twitter and Instagram or whatever, and how much I need to disconnect. And then I never looked at any of that information. Like the only times I ever look at it is when I'm writing up a story that has something to do with like a new feature in digital well-being. And at that point, I get really depressed and embarrassed of myself. And then I write and click publish and I never look at it again. So... I think we actually asked people if they were using it, and the majority of our readers said no. I don't use that crap. I don't need to unplug.
It's kind of cool that it'll show you like, hey, here's how many notifications you've got, or how many times you've unlocked your phone. Like little stats like that are cool. Like, give me a little ticker. Don't you dare actually try and be an authority in my life and tell me how if I'm using my phone too much, whatever. Google, you are not my mother. This is not 2004 back when I was at an age where people could tell me what to do. No, sir. So just kind of grindy of my gears.
Yeah. We're adults, Google. We don't need you to tell us what to do.
Yeah, digital well-being. And don't say it's for my well-being. Like, that's even more parenty. Not cool. Not cool.
Random note, we have a Clean Droid sighting in the chat.
Have never seen it before. Hashtag amazing.
Yeah. I've never seen Clean Droid in the chat drop an amazing on air. This is a live amazing. I mean, I know every post has a Clean Droid sighting with amazing, but I think this is a first for a live show.
First for me, man. I mean, that dude's OG.
Yeah.
So.
That's fabulous. Welcome, Clean Droid. Stick around for the trivia, although you might have a trouble winning unless we, made an answer.
Amazing. Classic.
All right, related Google news. Google Play is getting a big old redesign right now. So if you update to, I don't know what version it is, 15.15 or something like that. Anyway, you could download it, sideload it from all the places on the internet you want. It's the whiteout version. So like how every other Google app has become, you can't really say that, has gotten the coating of white paint. Google Play now has that. And it also has a bottom navigation bar, which I do appreciate. Still, when you go into the My App section, it feels like you're in a separate app, and that's kind of annoying. But you can get this thing, and everything's very white. I don't know that it's any different other than that it's very white and has a bottom navigation bar.
It's a huge difference.
I wonder if they'll give a dark mode. We got to get a dark mode. Have we had that complaint yet from the world? Where's dark mode? It's too white.
Well, I'm sure if you have this, right, and then you're running Android Q Beta 3, slap on dark mode, this would automatically change to a dark mode, I assume. What?
If
I thought that was like the thing.
If I was
That's why all these apps are getting whited out. Anyway, I think this is a huge improvement over what we had. I know you and me have complained about it before, but the way the navigation bar was set at the top, and you would have to, and from the pullout, you couldn't even dive into the different sections like you used to be able to. It was a total nightmare. So now, with the bottom nav bar being able just to go to whatever section I want, works great. Thank you, Google. So there's that.
It's much improved for sure, but the My App section still feels like you're in a different section. Just gonna keep saying that until Google fixes that, so you don't have to just tap the little back button like way up.
Right. Sarah Washington says doesn't work. Tried it and then said, "Whoa, is mine just broken?" Yeah, I don't know. Someone also stated, "Oh, I'm about to butcher this." Tamu Kanashi said they left out the music section. You're absolutely right. From that bottom part, they did leave out music. However, I do believe there was a way to get in there because I saw it.
Side menu.
Right, it was. I was just looking at music on here. Oh, I did it from my wish list. That's right. So I think you just have to search possibly, which is terrible as well.
So you can search for music, but you can't just...
I'm not seeing the music section. That's actually a really good point. I'm going to have to look into this.
I don't have it like downloaded on any phone currently at the moment. So.
Oh, okay. I know that I had an album, the new Devin Townsend album. Fantastic album, by the way. Shameless plug. In my wish list. And so from the wish list, I was able to get to sort of a musical sort of listing. But other than that, yeah. I mean, it's definitely like there is music. Like they've got music in there. I think there's just a roundabout way of getting to it.
Well, so I'm installing right now on this Z4.
It's a swipe in the hamburger menu. Yeah, well, no, that's to open up the... I'm looking. I see... Oh, browse music. What? Okay. What? So there's a whole... okay, so that's kind of dumb. I would rather have the music part than the book part. So, okay, there you go. So I just saw the open music app in the pullout, but apparently there is a browse music section. That's bad. That's bad design. Because who doesn't want to browse music? It's weird. Anyway, thank you.
It says open music app. What does that open? That opens.
Opens the music app.
This looks like the exact same as the old version, is it not?
It
still has like
it's different because there's
movies and TV and books and music down there, and then browse.
You see right there where it says browse music?
Yeah. Now you have like two options. You didn't even have two before, did you?
Yeah, but open the music app is different from browsing music you can purchase on Google Play.
Oh, so you're saying there's just no tab. I get what you're saying.
Correct. There you go.
Very weird.
Super weird.
So they
Not
just
a fan.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Google doesn't know what it's doing with music. That's
for
sure.
Oh, that's Thank you. There you go.
Michael just asked, what happened to the Droid Life app? This is always one of those weird questions. Yeah, so like years and years ago, like probably in 2010, we partnered with some company who was just pumping out apps for everyone for free. And I think that app died in like 2010 also. Like I think it died like almost the same year. So since then, there has never been a Droid Life app. So for the last 8-9 years, if you were using one, it was some third-party guy that just jacked all of our stuff and was making money off of our stuff.
Well,
so not official.
And we never got a cut.
That's all I have to say about that.
I will find you.
Yeah, so if it's gone, that's because they probably just got shut down or something. We have a mobile website that works pretty good.
www.droid-life.com.
Mm-hmm. And we're also in Google News. Full experience in there. Have at that. You can create a Chrome shortcut on your homepage if you want that quick shortcut in there. All sorts of stuff. All sorts of stuff there.
What I appreciate about our website, I'm pretty sure we don't do this, but when you go to it, it doesn't ask Like, does it say Droid Life wants to send you push notifications?
Oh, hell no.
Thank you, God.
We could do that, but I don't really want
Well,
to
we
do that
could,
to you
but I don't want to piss people off because it pisses me off every time I go to the
pisses me
website.
off too. Yeah, every time I tell your website, block.
Yeah.
And I would expect that you would do that to our website if we asked you that too. I would hope that you would say block because websites should not be sending notifications.
That's ridiculous.
Get out of here with that.
Come on,
but yeah,
people.
just find us on Google News if you don't want to use our website. It's fine either way.
Yeah.
Let's see. Random note: LG is pushing their first Pi update in the U.S. It's May 31st, and I'm saying that.
LG's alive.
Oh, LG. I know we're not very nice sometimes to LG phones because we don't know what they're doing as well. Sort of like Motorola, but updates are not good from LG. And you all know they created the software upgrade center last year, which is supposed to improve updates, and it hasn't. But the first Pi update in the US is going to the V40 on Verizon. I don't know if it's actually started rolling out. I hope so, but it's freaking May. It's the end of May. Like even Samsung, who's been awful at updates, they pushed all theirs out in January and February to multiple phones. LG's doing it to one phone. And it's a phone that like probably not that many people have. Like they're new. I think, did the G8 launch with Pi? I'm assuming it did, right? I didn't ever touch that phone. You had the G8. You're reading chat. Does the G8 have Pi? It has to, right? The G8 had to have launched with
course.
Pi. Okay.
Sorry.
So that phone already had it, so they didn't need to update that. But the V4, yeah, I mean, that's just embarrassing. So if you're ever wondering why it's tough for us to be like, yeah, go buy these LG phones, that's part of the reason, because they will never see a software update.
The phone's all surprised that like one of its brothers is getting Pi. Like, oh, Pi. Come on, LG, bless your heart. At least you're trying, but man, you gotta try harder.
And LG is still one of the few, along with Samsung, right? That's not a part of the Q beta. Like they're the two holdouts. Or I don't know what Motorola is either. It's Motorola.
LG used to take that stuff seriously. I'm pretty sure was it LG who released the first phone with Nougat?
Yeah, at one point LG was really on top of stuff, and it started kind of with the V series. They would release like a new version of Android would come out around the time that a V series phone was ready, and they were one of the first phones to launch with the new. And that ended last year though, because the V40 right came out a month after Pi was released, and it didn't run Pi, and we said this is bad. You used to be good at this, and then they waited 9 months or something, and then are finally updating one phone to Pi. So if you have a G7 or a V35 or a 30, I don't know that you should ever expect Pi. And I'm semi-honest and serious in saying that because LG does not know how to do updates, nor do they seem to care.
Which is funny, just considering their UI or their software really hasn't changed much over the past 5 years, 6, 7 years.
It really hasn't.
And that's really the downfall, at least in my mind, because I appreciate the heck out of their hardware. This G8 it's a snazzy little device.
It is.
One of the first people who were able to figure out how to make a camera flush on the backside.
I really want every phone to have that thing.
Super hot. But I'm transported back to 2014 when I turn on the phone and I look at the UI, and the themes are not great. And oh my God, this phone in general, please don't get me started. This was a gimmicky mess. Now, I know there are some people who are big time G8 fans, and to you I say, I'm happy you're happy. But for me, and I guess the majority of reviewers, like the phone wasn't great. We can all appreciate that this was a gimmick, right? Like this was dumb. Okay, so that's just me. LG's still pissing me off, man. Like, cause they're in the best position to do well. They've got good hardware, especially with that V. It was the V30. I was like, oh yeah, like LG is going to compete with Samsung in the premium hardware field, and then they just never stepped it up with the software, and still haven't.
And
so
failed miserably with the updates and all that
stuff. Still making me mad. I want to make sure we do not miss a $20 donation from Connor Mills. Yep. He said, ran out of apps to buy with the play credit you guys gave me. Hey, man. He's just giving it back with a $20 donation. Thank you, Connor Mills.
Thank you, Connor. I did see that. I saw that the timer was about to run out, and I was just going to get, thank you, Connor, for the $20. Appreciate that.
we shan't be
Huge.
missing.
And he had already dropped $2 earlier, so.
Oh, he's killing. He's just killing.
22 today for Connor. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, let's move out to LG. So,
Bye.
we're like an hour in already.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, let's do the poll real quick that I mentioned. So 2 weeks ago, we said we were going to run a poll asking what your least favorite Google phone was. And I think you and I agreed that it was Shamu. Was it Shamu?
Yeah, it's got to be.
Let's see what the poll results said. The poll results, Galaxy Nexus.
Least favorite?
Least favorite. Followed by Nexus 5, then 6. I'm surprised the 5X isn't up there because the 5X had like massive reboot problems. Everyone hates that phone. Galaxy Nexus is number 1.
I think people misread the question, and I think they think, what's your favorite?
There's no way that was the favorite. I mean, the Galaxy Nexus was terrible. It had 3-hour battery life, especially the 4G LTE version, right? Like that thing was bad. The camera was bad, but it was the first 720p. I don't know. I don't know that I fully agree that it was the worst. But it wasn't good. I'll give you that. But the Nexus 5, come on, that can't be numbered. These must just be the phones that everyone had. Because the Nexus 5 is not even close to the worst.
Pretty good. The hardware was nice.
Yeah, I mean, it was plastic, but it was nice plastic. The red one was super hot. Nexus 5 was not bad. Come on, Apple.
Okay, so all the people voting for the Nexus 6P, which was an amazing phone, are all the people who are in the lawsuit for the boot loops or something.
100% there. Yeah.
I mean, that was a good phone. 5X easily, I would say maybe second to Shamu in my opinion. Plastic LG garbage.
It was bad, yeah. I'm just surprised that it wasn't 6, 5X, then maybe Galaxy Nexus.
Maybe. I'm shocked
or Nexus
by
4.
Galaxy. I thought every Droid Life reader just loved the Galaxy Nexus despite its flaws. I know it had flaws, but like that was
the flaws were bad enough
phone.
That people just didn't want.
Don't y'all remember the hype of like the curve? Michael, the curve?
The curve? Did have a subtle curve. It was the first 720p phone, I think.
It was hot. Ice cream sandwich.
Ice cream sandwich. Anyway, so those are the official poll results. Galaxy Nexus, least liked, least favorited Google phone.
Scott keeps talking about OnePlus 7 Pro being nothing but settling. Dude.
I don't know. Okay, wait a minute. I think we talked about this on the last show heavily. I don't get that at all. What do you mean? What do you mean settling?
Yeah, I don't get the settling. The screen is absolutely amazing. The cameras just got better via an update that I got yesterday. The hardware is sick. I don't get the settling. I know people are going to say wireless charging, headphone jack, right? Yeah. I mean, I don't know what this phone is missing.
Right. What is it? Besides that, which isn't really that important.
No IP rating. Okay. Oh, no always on display. Curve screen. Front camera is trash.
I mean, nothing you said there is completely incorrect, but
you ain't wrong. Like, where's the lie? However, it depends on what you value. If you value those things that much, I mean, I don't, because I don't use the front camera very much, unless I'm Snapchatting some stuff. Curved screen I'm used to because I'm a Samsung fanboy. Always on display. It's got ambient. It works just fine. I don't know what you and Kellen are crying about.
It doesn't have always on display. I'm with him on that. That is a major flaw. Major flaw.
Flaw?
I want to look at my phone. See, this Z4 also doesn't have it. I'm pissed off right now. But I can look over here. And here's my cheap little Pixel 3a. And I can see that I have 17 notifications. I know the time.
Give it a little tap.
I can see the weather. I don't want to touch it.
Tap.
I can touch a Z4 too. And look, there's the stuff. But I had to do that. Cheap 3a right there. I can just see it. I can see it.
I don't know why OnePlus won't just implement the feature, right?
Either.
AMOLED panel, it's got to be the easiest thing. Ambient display is already there. You just turn that on, like all the time. Leave it on. I'm sure there's like XDA developer who could do that.
So when the 6T shipped last year, it had it out of the box. And then they pushed a day one update that got rid of it. And everyone went, wait a minute, that was there. Why'd you do that? And they said at the time there was like battery concerns. And here we are, another phone later. And the same thing. They're like, yeah, we're kind of working on it, but not really. And I don't understand why they can't figure out how to do it when everyone else can seem to figure it out. Like LG figured it out with an LCD phone of all phones. The Pixel 3a has it, and it's a cheap ass $400 phone. So OnePlus should probably do it. I'll take the battery hit if you give me that. I mean, I won't use that phone because of the curved display and the size, but I would consider it a little more if it had always on display. Yeah,
no, you wouldn't.
No,
it's too big for you.
That phone is so stupid big. This phone's kind of big too. Actually, here's the Z4 next to Pixel 3a. Not that much bigger.
It's not that big at all.
Not that much bigger. It still feels kind of big.
What kind of phone
are
you used to?
Well, yeah, phones are just growing, so gotta get used to it. But that 7 Pro, that thing is heavy.
It's heavy and big, yeah. My pockets are definitely big and stretched, not just from the stacks Samsung's been sending, but these phones are getting big too.
They are getting big too. Yeah. All right. I wanted to talk about how I mentioned it's a great time to be a smartphone buyer and how everyone on the website disagreed with me.
Wrong.
I don't know if we have a ton of time. We're already like an hour in. We got to do trivia. I just think it's one of those conversations that'll take too much time. Well, okay, so we'll try to do it fairly quickly. I said it's a great time to be a smartphone buyer because like everyone has awesome phones right now at all these price points. You can spend $1,000 and get the dopest of Galaxy S10s. You could spend $700 to get the dopest OnePlus 7 phone they've ever made. You can spend $400 to get a really good Google phone. I was like, look, at all these different price points, you can get really, really good phones. And not a lot of them are missing much and all of that good stuff, right? And including sizes. Like Samsung has 3 sizes to choose from. Google has multiple sizes to choose from. All that fun stuff. And then everyone in the chat was like, what? Everything's missing. There's too many, too big. The batteries still suck. I hate glass, fingerprints, shiny crap. Like it was just like everyone's just complaining, which is usually my job, is to complain about everything. I was trying to be uplifting.
Doing their job.
One time I tried to be uplifting and everyone just got mad. It's like I'm never going to be uplifting again. I'm just going to continue to S on everything. And then they can just go, oh, Kelly, you're just so unhappy all the time, which is what they usually say, which is fair. Nobody agreed with me. Okay, so now I just want your opinion. Is this a good time to buy a smartphone, or is it clearly the worst time ever to buy a smartphone according to all of the humans?
I can't think of a better time to buy a smartphone in recent memory. I mean, there's so many options. You've got a plastic Pixel, a glass Pixel, killer OnePlus phone. I mean, Samsung phones. Dude, this is a good time to buy a phone.
Like this is so one of the points I made was usually in years past when people ask you and I what phone they should buy, it's been kind of limited. I feel like
it's hard.
Yeah, I feel like in the past I've gone, well, I hate Samsung software and they don't update it, and LG sucks, and Motorola's phones aren't that great, and this phone's on the OnePlus's cameras suck and all this stuff, or they don't work on Verizon. So we just kind of defaulted back to Google's phones because Google's phones had the best cameras, they got software updates, and they weren't super duper expensive. And then this year shows up and you and I are like, Samsung phones, the Galaxy S10's awesome. I'd recommend that. I'd still probably recommend the Pixel 3. The Pixel 3a seems great if you don't have a big budget. And then the OnePlus 7 Pro kind of knocked it out of the park for OnePlus. I'm sitting there going, when my brother asks, mom, friend, whoever, the random person that knows this is what I do for a living says, hey, I don't want to bug you at this party and talk phones. However, let's talk phones.
But they always do.
Yeah. When they ask me what phone I recommend, I now have like 5 choices to throw at them. Where in the past I would say, well, I would buy Google's phone. You may like Samsung. And nobody seems to agree with us, Tim. No one seems to agree. Just a bunch of complainers around here.
What can I say?
That's about all I have to say.
I'm with you, though. That's too bad. That's unfortunate.
As Soccer Burn says, well, if Kellen says something, the opposite will happen. This is true. This is true. Although I wasn't making a bold statement on like a future thing or something coming or going away. So I think you're safe with this one.
Well,
this is more of an opinion.
Yeah.
Rather than a statement. Although I made a statement.
People just seem to be overly concerned about the size of phones, which I didn't think they didn't used to be, because I thought everyone was like a Note fan, and
because I felt that wrath for years. I hate big phones. Oh, it's because you got baby hands, Kellen. You got those babies.
Got them little babies.
The palm of basketball, you a-holes.
That's so funny.
Anyways,
so one of those little baby basketballs your son uses.
Hey, I didn't say what size. Anyway, I just thought I'd bring it up. You guys should go check out the comments because
cool.
Not happy, these people.
Well, I guess it's about that time.
I mean, one guy said, hasn't been this good as a customer in a while, and he got 2 upvotes.
Aww.
Meanwhile, up at the top, it's, I disagree with
Die.
everything you just said.
Well, welcome to the internet.
I know.
Oh, you were trying to be positive? Yeah, it's not going to really work out.
Not going to have that around here.
Nope.
All right. The lights are on. The topics are done. It's time for trivia.
Gotta turn it up.
It's trivia time. DL Show Trivia. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for watching and hanging out with us through all those topics. It's time for trivia. Bertzer in the building. Hello, Bertzer. Just perfect timing there, Bertzer. Good Lord. Answers of 12 already showing up. Kansas City, Missouri. The answer, if it was Kansas City, would definitely be Kansas City, Kansas. But it is trivia time. If you're new around here, we do trivia at the end of every show. 5 questions that we put up on the screen. If you're live in the YouTube chat, you just answer away as fast as you can. The first person to answer correctly on our screen, we shout your name out. You win prizes. It's very, very simple. So anyways, yes, again, we put the question up. Tim reads it. You answer in the chat live on YouTube as fast as you possibly can. If you need to drop down that resolution, you need to call the fiber company right now. You need to back the truck up into my driveway like Eric Ortiz does most weeks. You could do that. Get that fast connection. We're letting you do all of that right now, by the way. That's why I'm just kind of BSing. But anyway, yeah, 5 questions, 5 winners. This week we're giving away a bunch of OnePlus stuff. So question number 1, the person will win a OnePlus fast car charger. Questions 2 and 3, they're getting a OnePlus travel backpack. And then questions 4 and 5, people are getting the brand new Bullets Wireless 2. So lots of good prizes.
These are all good prizes.
Very,
guys.
very good prizes. And that is
quite jealous of the backpack guys. Y'all may not receive those prizes. Anyway.
I just got Eric Ortiz's notification on my network that some random person has joined it. Welcome.
Infiltration.
Good to see you out there. Good to see Eric.
Hi, Eric. It's ridiculous. Well, it's nice. I mean, he doesn't bug you. Like he's just got the password, I guess. He doesn't have to come in or anything.
Bertzer wants my Wi-Fi password. No. Only direct line in here, Bertzer. We're not sharing passwords.
All right. Well, I think they've had enough time.
I think they've had enough time. Are you guys ready?
Yeah. Let's go ahead and kick it off with question numero uno, please.
Question number 1 is up now.
What size is the Galaxy Fold's external cover display in inches? Just to be so we're clear here. What size is the Galaxy Fold's external cover display? The outside one, not the... Oh, I saw the correct answer. And the correct answer is 4.6 inches. First put in by Nate Clements.
Nate Clements got that too.
Oh.
Gabriel Miranda with the 4.3 and Evan Brown with the 4.3, but it's actually 4.6. Nate was right with 4.6.
Congratulations, Nate Clements. You're the winner of a fast charger. Whoop, whoop.
Woo, woo.
All right. Okay, we're off to a good start.
Good start there. That was quick.
Yep, liking this.
Congrats, Nate.
All right, question number 2, please.
Question number 2 is up now.
What was the first Android-powered Motorola phone to not feature a headphone jack? So many moons ago, what was the first Android-powered Motorola phone to not feature a headphone jack? I'm seeing the correct answer of the Moto Z from Sarah Washington.
Well, Evan Brown put Z. So I don't know
what
you're accepting. He said Motorola phone. Technically, it's just.
I think we got to go Evan Brown on that. I mean, Z is the correct answer.
Evan Brown said Z.
I missed it because it was such a short answer.
Yeah.
All right.
And then Sarah Washington said Moto Z.
Sorry, Sarah. Congratulations to both of you, but in particular, Evan Brown, who actually wins the prize.
Said Z.
Yeah. Z.
That is a OnePlus backpack. OnePlus travel backpack.
It's Moto Z. Forgot.
Oh yeah, sorry, Z. Moto Z.
Moto Z. Oh, backpack, you bums. Okay, I'm just gonna have to buy one after the show. Question number 3, please.
Question number 3 is up now. No, now. There.
What year did Android Market get rebranded to Google Play? Oh, this was big. What year did Android Market get rebranded?
Oh.
I'm seeing the correct answer of 2012 to Shiny Canoe.
Shiny Canoe with the super quickness.
Oh,
Clinton,
Shiny Canoe.
it's so funny too because everyone does the 12 thing, the 12 joke in the chat, and
close.
Clinton, who typically does the 12 thing, typed 2011.
Just
and
poor guy.
Had a chance there.
That hurts.
One
dude.
of the rare chances where 12 might actually win you something. Shiny Canoe, 2012.
Shiny Canoe, congratulations.
12 was technically right, yes.
Poor Clinton. Yeah, I would have taken 12. See, you never know when we're going to throw it in there.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Shiny Canoe.
All right.
And as Eli said, Shiny Canoe was doing auto answer. Yeah, because a bunch of people have just been typing 2012. And I think Shiny Canoe just happened to get that.
Hey, man, sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't.
Fantastic.
Free backpack. OnePlus backpack. Congratulations, Shiny. All right. Question number 4, please.
Question number 4 for the Bullets Wireless 2 is up now.
How many Google Nexus and Pixel phones have been released since 2010? So since the beginning. How many exactly? All of them combined, totaled, XLs, etc. How many Google Nexus and Pixel phones have been released since 2010? Oh boy. It's one of those questions.
I have not counted these, so I'm just assuming you counted them correctly.
I counted them multiple times.
I think Austin Murphy is our first. Oh boy, I'm scrolling. I'm scrolling.
We need to put like a time limit on it.
Yeah, we should. Scrolling.
I have seen the correct answer. I'm just trying to determine which one was first.
I think Austin Murphy is the first with 16.
Correct answer is 16. And let me just verify here. Oh, Miguel Cruz at 15 was so close. Austin Murphy, I'm seeing it. Correct answer of 16.
16.
Whew, that was a toughie.
Austin Murphy, congrats. Austin Murphy first shouted out 13, by the way, and then came back with the 16.
That's crazy.
Did you guys
Can
actually
we name
count
them all
that?
real quick? Sorry?
No. I said, did you guys actually count them, or were you guys just all guessing until you got it right?
I gotta be guessing, right? I mean, so Nexus 1, Nexus S, Nexus, or Galaxy Nexus, Nexus 4, Nexus 5, Nexus 6, Nexus 5X, Nexus 6P, Pixel, or yeah, Pixel XL, Pixel 10, yeah, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, sounds about right.
Sounds like about 16.
Who counts? Okay.
Tim says he counted everyone, so 16. So Austin Murphy, congrats.
Yes, and yes, you have to add the XLs. So that's 6 right there over the past 3 years. So, and then there's the Pixel A, and that's 8 pixels.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
So many.
I'm glad I counted earlier and not now. All right, I'm brain fried. So Eli, I did say how many Google Nexus and Pixel phones have been released.
He did say both. The question on the screen said both too. And no, the Nexus Q doesn't count because that's not a phone.
It's not a phone. Okay. Either way, congratulations, Austin Murphy. We're moving on.
All right, moving on.
Question number 5, please.
Question number 5 is up now.
What was the first OnePlus phone to feature USB-C? Again, what was the first OnePlus phone to feature USB-C? Eli Kuznikov with the correct answer of
Eli! OnePlus 2.
OnePlus 2. Congratulations, Eli.
It was the OnePlus 2. That was the first time they put it in as USB-C was starting to get to become a thing. And they put it in and I don't even know if it did fast charging, and it was like USB 1 point something crappy. It might have been 2.0, but everyone complained because they were like, it's not real USB-C. I just remember all the complaints about it. But because they had basically just taken a micro USB port and put a USB-C like output thing into it. It was something semi-controversial, but it was a USB-C port.
Dang. Well, congratulations to our winners, Nate Clements, Evan Brown, Shiny Canoe, Austin Murphy, and Eli Kuznikov. Kellen's going to put his email address down in the comments section of this of the chat.
There it is.
And winners, you're going to email him. He will be handling all the prizes.
Email me now. Email me now. I will ship your prizes fairly quickly.
Ah. That's nice
I
of
mean, you
you.
can see them stacked, right?
I always make people wait a couple of months. You know, like we don't have to rush it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, just kidding.
So my
Anyway,
email's there. Email me, and we'll get your prizes. So Nate with the fast car charger,
yes,
Evan and Shiny with the backpacks,
Yep.
Austin and Eli with the Bullets wireless too.
fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
So we can talk about two off-topic things. Do we want to
Sure.
talk NBA Finals real quick?
Sure. I did not watch last night's game, but
Oh.
I am a lifelong Raptors fan, and
Yeah.
I'm just so excited that my Raptors won.
My team.
Yeah, that my Raptors pulled it out last night. Had no doubts at all that they would do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking strong, Raptors. Keep it up, please.
Yes, please. America needs you, Canadian Raptors.
Yes.
We really do need you.
And then real quick, did you watch the Modern Warfare trailer?
Yes.
Looked like the single player trailer.
Yeah, it's a single player trailer.
Yeah, are you hyped as much as other COD nerds seem to be?
So it's the first trailer's always dumb because it's always basically just like the single player campaign, which I don't ever play anyway, or that I usually play for about 5 minutes and then get bored and want to go annihilate people in a multiplayer setting. So I don't care about campaign. However, they said it's like a new gaming engine and stuff like that. Like they've upgraded that for the first time in however long. So all the people who apparently got looks at least the early single player campaign stuff said it just looks so amazing and realistic, and it's supposed to be super brutal and death everywhere and shocking and all that stuff. So that's fine, I guess. I don't know. I mean, you know me, I play Black Ops 4's Blackout, and if Modern Warfare, this new one, doesn't have a BR mode, I don't know that I care that much, because I mean, maybe the multiplayer will be amazing to play. I don't know. Modern Warfare 3 I liked, so maybe I'll like this, but I still like Blackout because the Battle Royale thing, even if some people think it's a fad, it's just a different way of playing than just like getting in and playing 2 minutes in one single small map and dying 30 times. So
Sure.
So, and if they haven't confirmed or denied that there's no battle royale with it, but I kind of doubt there is. So.
I thought they have denied, like there will not be BR.
Somebody asked them, I saw a tweet from somebody that said, is there going to be one? And apparently at that event where they hosted a bunch of media and YouTubers, they said, we're not answering any questions about that subject. So there's no like official confirmation, but most people just assume, I believe, that there is one.
Yeah, I mean, just because why split up your already dwindling player base because Blackout is terrible, right?
But a lot of people still play it.
I think Blackout's terrible.
A lot of people still play Blackout.
Nah.
I mean, they do.
I looked at the Reddit, and I don't think many people play it.
A lot of people actually still play it. I know you went to that like really cheesy Apex game that no one plays anymore, but people still play Blackout.
Oh, that one I think that's still pretty high up on the Twitch streamer.
It's really not anymore. It's basically back down to where Call of Duty is.
Okay. Well, as long as it's better than Blackout, which I think it is. So, and then the other one is Death Stranding. I know you don't really play video games all too much, except
I don't know what that is. Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty much the most hyped video game of 2019, and I feel like people hardly know anything about it, yet it's going to release soon. There was a trailer that got put out, which didn't help at all. It's from the boys at Konami who are no longer a part of Konami. So it's a big deal, and that's all I know about it. I know the name, and
what kind of game is it? I mean,
it's like it's an adventure game.
Oh, okay.
You die, but it doesn't really. When you die, it doesn't matter that you die. It's pretty much all I know.
Okay. I'll have to look at it because I have no idea what that is. I don't really follow the game stuff other than Call of Duty crap.
And I'm the same way. I'm a first-person shooter guy. Miguel Cruz, he's like, come on, dude, you got to know what you're talking about. Like, I'm sorry, dude. Like, I've only ever played Call of Duty and, like, shooter games. I feel terrible. Believe me. No one feels worse than I do.
Yeah. I mean, that's all I've ever played too, so I don't,
It sounds cool.
I'll look at it.
Death Stranding. Yeah, something like that. So, anyway.
Yeah.
I played some Minecraft back in the day.
I think somebody asked what my gamer thing is. I play on Xbox, by the way, and I'll just put it in the chat.
Oh, yeah, that sounds fun.
In case somebody actually cares. I think that's it. There might be a dash at the end.
Oh, you're looking for people to party
No,
up
somebody
with?
just asked what it is. I'm just telling you.
Gotcha.
If I play, just by the way, I play like late at night on the West Coast, so you're probably not awake.
Yeah.
And it's on Xbox. Yeah, I don't play on PlayStation. Sorry.
Oh, right. The game, the Death Stranding, that's a PlayStation exclusive, apparently, which is why I'm not very hyped about it, because I'm an Xbox guy.
Clinton, if you do add me, there could be just a dash at the end of that too. I don't really know. I'm not.
No
like
dash.
I'm not.
Just KBDL.
Okay. I'm not really a pro gamer, so I don't really know how any of that shit works. The only person I ever played with is Tim until he left me for Apex. So.
Well, I think I left you because Blackout can't. Well, no, I guess it was. I tried to tell you about Apex. You just refused.
I know. I tried it once and thought it was garbage, and then they fixed Blackout, so I haven't had to leave it. Yeah.
Fix Blackout? I don't know. You still busy collecting paint cans for camos? Well, it sounds like fun.
I mean, at least I don't have to like pay for everything like you do probably in Apex.
What? That's Fortnite, dude. There's no content in Apex to pay for. It's all there's hardly anything, so
that's probably, yeah.
We're good. Anyway, I hope everyone has a fantastic weekend. The weather's looking good here. I don't know about where y'all are, but hope it's good.
It's gonna be hot here. We'll be melting. All right, well, thanks for joining us, everyone. Episode 205. Thanks for all
Godzilla.
Thanks for all the donations. PC747, Rick, Dave, Xavier, Sarah, Bill, Sergey, Connor, Alfredo, Connor again, Brett. Oh, Brett just dropped $2 at Xbox Fan here. Apex and Overwatch. Woot woot. Puppy dog paws. Oh my
Sorry.
God, I don't know what's going on now.
In the chat, man. Oh. What is that from? Oh, that's Stephen King, right?
I have no idea.
Thinner. I just know the Family Guy parody of someone dot period X nothing. I shall cast a gypsy curse on you.
No
Sorry.
idea.
Anyway,
well over my head. Austin just dropped $2 as well. Oh man, the chat always gets a little weird at the end of the show when we just start talking.
I know.
Bye, Clinton.
Thank you guys so much for the donations. We're gonna keep you posted. We got until the end of June. So keep sending that money.
We'll probably try to give you an update maybe next week's show if we do one on like where we're at in terms of just like an update on how much money we've already collected from you guys. So yeah, either way, have a safe weekend. I know we're just kind of dragging.
We're having fun.
We are having yes. Have a safe weekend, everyone. Be good. Go my Raptors.
Yep. Go Canada.
Go Canada.
Bye.